focused on solving the exact problem you described. How do we make cross-border payments massively more efficient for remittances, for corporates? We use a digital asset called XRP as part of that flow. And we use XRP because it's 1,000 times faster than Bitcoin transactions and 1,000 times cheaper than a Bitcoin transaction. We think the utility of XRP is such that it's the most efficient digital assets to solve this.
The most efficient, digital asset for cross-border payments. Welcome back to another video, guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're having a good Friday. An action-packed video today. Let's hop right into it. This tweet here from Black Swan Capitalist. France rumored to be adopting XRP for the digital euro. How will price react? He says, rumors, let's set the record straight. This isn't a question of if, but when. While others speculate, we see the bigger picture. XRP is world money in the making, just like Brad Garlinghouse was saying, 1,000 times faster and more efficient than Bitcoin. And soon every major institution and central bank in the world will be using XRP to settle all transactions. Really quick before I get into it, if you guys need a spot to get XRP, I recommend Uphold. It's a really good website. A link to Uphold in the video description below. If you want $41 for free, sign up with Webull. Deposit 1 penny, you can get up to $3,000 in free stocks, but you're guaranteed $41 in free stocks just for signing up and depositing a penny. Okay, guys, so here's an article from CoinDesk. Ripple is on a winning streak. Obviously, you guys probably saw the news that the charges against Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen were dropped. One thing that I want to take out of here is right here. The SEC also voluntarily dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning it cannot be filed again. That's good news. For some, these two words signal a lot. Not only is the executive's trial completely and permanently over, but prejudice tends to come up only when a judge sees the case as a frivolous matter. In either case, whether the SEC dismissed its lawsuit to appeal a different legal matter quicker, or because it knew it didn't have a case against Ripple executives, the recent trial updates don't look good for the SEC. So it looks like the case is all over. They can't try it again, but maybe they come at Ripple from a different angle. There is a little bit up in the air with that. And guys, something uncrypto related, but I found really interesting. IBM has created a new artificial intelligence chip that offers 22x speed up with mind-blowing energy efficiency. The technological growth of computer chips is absolutely bonkers. And I just thought this was interesting, so I wanted to bring it to your attention. Here's a tweet from the ISO GOAT. Okay, this document is called What Are Cross-Border Payments in Europe? And over the past year, there has been a 61% growth in international remittances. In fact, the upgraded correspondent banking model offered by Swift GPI, along with new innovative cross-border channels, XRP, is where international payments are headed in the future. Now, I want to bring your attention to this right here. Some examples of such complementary strategic options are the Single Euro Payments Area, SEPA. Okay, remember that, SEPA. And then right here it says London's Earthport accepts payments from banks in more than 60 countries, making it the largest open network for international bank transfers. The Ripple protocol is used to record the transfer of funds through the Earthport distributed ledger gateway, and the gateway's pre-funded accounts are utilized to give instant liquidity and the best foreign exchange rate. So you remember I was just talking about SEPA? So Ripple partnered Tranglo. Tranglo, a Ripple on-demand liquidity partner and leading cross-border payments provider, has announced the launch of an instant single euro payments area. Okay, so you see this is all very intertwined. Tranglo is a Ripple partner. The euro is launching with the single euro payments area. And this find here from the ISO GOAT talking about Swift GPI and the single euro payments area. And Earthport is no small company. Okay, Visa acquired Ripple's partner Earthport for $250 million back in 2018. What does Earthport do? They streamline cross-border money transactions using a single API. Another great find here from Rohitku. This guy always comes with heat, so if you guys don't follow him, I'd recommend it. Within Ripple documentation, it shows JP Morgan is connected to on-demand liquidity in JP Morgan November 2023 target date for ISO 222. Also, JP Morgan is 50% of ISO 20022 CB cross-border traffic. In the document, Ripple documentation, docs.ripple.com, it shows all of the following payment outlets through on-demand liquidity. And right here, we have JP Morgan Chase Bank and a long list of other banks as well. JP Morgan accounted for more than half of the payment traffic on Swift's ISO 20022. In the first week, JP Morgan processed 2.4 million Swift ISO messages on the four services. And in November, that's when the ISO 20022, that's just a mouthful, is set to go live right here. Moving forward, another great find. XRP is sourced from exchanges that hold digital assets for banks, so banks do not need to hold XRP in order to use it for payments, okay? They show this document. You have an originator, a sender, an intermediary, a receiver, and a beneficiary. Guys, make sure you take a moment to smash that like button if you're excited for the weekend and you value this content. If not, hit that thumbs down. That's cool too. So the intermediaries are the RippleNet instances at institutions that facilitate payments from the sender to the receiver. For ODL payments, intermediaries are one or more digital asset exchanges that hold XRP for both the sender and the receiver. But the thing is, these institutions don't even need to hold XRP. Additionally, financial institutions can use virtual currencies like XRP as a bridging tool that streamlines liquidity for their interbank foreign exchange transactions. Using XRP in this way allows financial institutions to reduce costs, enhance transparency, and extend the global reach of their cross-border payments without the end user, payer, or payee themselves necessarily having any contact with XRP. So you can get the benefits of XRP and its fast cross-border payments without actually having to handle any XRP. That's where the intermediary comes in. I want to leave you guys with this really interesting clip about cross-border payments. This guy is on TikTok, Cyprix trading official, but I found it very interesting. Take a listen.
Yeah, I think now is a better time to invest via equity into the space.
Yeah.
Valuations are, or should be, down comparatively to where they were a couple of years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So the gentleman just speaking to you, telling you all that now during times when prices are down is the best time to invest, was the global co-head of digital assets at TPICAP. Now on their LinkedIn, they're going on to say that they are the world's largest interdealer broker, the world's largest energy and commodities broker, and the world's leading provider of over-the-counter pricing data. So I think that you should be listening to what it is that they have to say. Now, I also showed you all in a previous video breakdown this event that took place in October. It was Optic 2023. And if we scroll right down here, you can see what it is that these individuals were talking about. Here he is, Duncan Trenholm, TPICAP Managing Director. And what were they talking about? Institutional adoption of crypto assets. Have recent market events slowed down institutional interest in crypto? Will stricter and clearer regulations facilitate greater adoption? And what types of crypto assets have the most potential for wider adoption? Take a second and listen to what this representative says about the next cycle and how utility will run the next crypto bull market.
So I think that this next cycle will be driven by different parts of the industry, like the economy in general, starting to intertwine blockchains with their sort of daily purposes. Whether it's companies that manage FX transactions globally and have decided that by sending it on the Lightning network over Bitcoin, it's actually cheaper for them.
The Lightning Network, which the first clip I showed you in this video, XRP is 1,000 times more efficient than that.
Like they don't, in the nicest possible way, they don't really care that it's blockchain or Bitcoin or it's a really innovative technology. They care about getting their payments across borders cheaper. And they just see it as another service provider rather than using the traditional ones that we've used before.
Now, also on their LinkedIn profile, it goes on to say, even though the market has slowed down, the institutional setting is maturing and could well host growth over the long term. As always, have a long-term perspective. These banking institutions are for a fact interested in these digital assets.
And you know, some really smart people were on a panel with me from other banks there. There's a lot of people employed in this place. because banks are really serious about this.
Now, another thing that is very interesting is that previous cycles have been driven by hype and speculation. The next cycle will be driven by utility and use case. I have a firm belief that for cross-border remittance payments, they're not going to choose Bitcoin. They're going to choose a digital asset like XRP or something with much more speed, efficiency, and low cost.
I think that the store of value and what it does serves a great purpose. But when you think about Bitcoin versus XRP for a specific use case, the one that we're engaged with, and that's settling real payments, we're a little biased, but we think that XRP stands out really well. We use a different way to validate transactions. Some of you follow the space at all know that Bitcoin leverages something called proof of work, where there's miners around the world that use tons and tons of compute power to solve a mathematical puzzle that ultimately validates the transaction. As a result, you see on the left-hand side, there's some ramifications of that. To settle a transaction actually takes a long time. This used to be hours. When Bitcoin was surging, it was days, and it's down to 45 minutes. It still goes up and down. I forget if this was last month, but it's relatively recent. I won't read down the list, but in terms of transactions, number of transactions, so throughput, the amount of energy required, the Bitcoin makes sense, but if you're trying to serve that high volume, low value payments use case, it really isn't the asset to use.
Bitcoin really isn't the asset to use. People can't wait 45 minutes to a transaction to clear, and why would they want to when they could wait 3 seconds and pay under 1% of the fee you'd have to pay with Bitcoin? Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great weekend. If you did enjoy it, leave me some feedback in the comment section below, a question, a comment, a concern. Tell me you love me. I love you guys. This channel is nothing without you. And yeah, have a great weekend until next time.